left a little earlier than I needed to, with the streets still quiet and the windows catching pieces of the dawn. There wasn't much I knew about the day ahead, only that I didn't want to spend another morning waiting until I understood everything. So I took the road the way it opened, one turn at a time, with no great answer in my hands. And somewhere between the last porch light and the rising sun, I began to wonder if perhaps I had never been as alone as I thought. Where the morning turns, you are already there. I may not know what waits beyond the bend, but I know whose footsteps meet me there. The hills were still wearing the blue of early morning, and a little wind moved through the trees beside the road. Nothing looked extraordinary, and yet the farther I went, the lighter everything seemed, as though the day itself had been given room to breathe. Maybe that's what trust becomes with time, not having every mile explained before you take it, but learning that the one who sees the whole horizon can still be trusted with the step you can barely see. I needed a map for every season, some clear sign telling me exactly where to go. But there are roads that only make sense behind you, and there are doors you recognize only after you've walked far enough to find them. So I'll keep going with the light I've been given, and if the road should narrow, I won't turn around too quickly. There is a steadiness beneath these ordinary moments that feels a little like your hand quietly guiding mine. Where the morning turns, you are already there, and even when the road disappears beyond my sight, I can keep walking because I know you can. Maybe I don't need to see the mountain to believe there's something beautiful beyond it. Maybe I don't need tomorrow in my hands to know that tomorrow is already in yours. The road keeps moving, the light keeps changing, and somehow my heart has learned that neither one needs to be hurried. Where the morning turns, I'll meet you there. Whatever waits beyond the next green hill, I'll take it one step at a time. And when I look back the road behind me, perhaps I'll finally understand you weren't waiting at the end of it.
don't know what is waiting where the road bends out of sight. And if I'm honest, there are mornings when I'd rather have a map. But the farther I go, the more I notice how the things I thought I needed to know were never necessary for taking the next step. The fields are opening slowly on either side of me, and the morning has that quiet color it only seems to have before the day gets busy. I don't have to understand the whole horizon. I only have to trust the one who can already see beyond it. So if the road keeps changing, I'll let it lead me where it will. There is something steady underneath it all, and I can feel it growing still. A little further on, that's all I need to see. Another mile of open road, another place your grace can meet me. I may not know the ending, I may not know the plan, but if you're walking with me, I'll keep going as I am. There were roads I thought I'd never have the courage to remember, and seasons I was certain had taken more from me than they could ever give back. Yet somehow, looking at them now, I can see the quiet fingerprints of your faithfulness in places I once called lost. Maybe guidance doesn't always feel like an answer. Maybe sometimes it is simply the courage to keep moving when the answer hasn't come. And maybe trust is less about knowing where I'll arrive than believing you won't leave me somewhere along the way. I used to measure every road by how quickly it would take me home, but now I'm learning there can be something beautiful in the distance. A conversation I would have missed, a field I would never have noticed, a quiet thought that only comes when there is nowhere else I need to be. So let the road be longer if it needs to be. Let the morning unfold at its own pace. I don't want to rush toward a destination and miss the one who has been beside me through every ordinary mile. A little further on, that's all I need to see. Another mile of open road, another place your grace can meet me. I may not know the ending, I may not know the plan, but if you're walking with me, I'll keep going as I am. And when I finally look back, I might discover the turns I feared were the ones that brought me closest to where I needed to be. What looked like a detour may have been your way of teaching me that I was never traveling alone. A little further on, there's enough light for me. I don't need tomorrow's answers to be faithful with today. So let the road keep winding, let the distance come and go. I'll take another step with you trust the rest to unfold.
Thought the road was taking me somewhere I had already been. The same tired questions following me through another morning. The hill ahead looked higher than it probably was, and for a while I could only see the part of the journey that asked me to keep climbing. Then the path turned quietly beneath the trees, and something green appeared beyond the hill. Nothing announced it. There was no great moment, just a little more sky than I had seen before. There was green beyond the hill, more than I knew was waiting there. A little room to breathe, a little sunlight in the air. I thought I'd reached the end of something, but maybe I had only reached the place where you were turning me toward something I couldn't see before. The grass was moving in the morning wind, and somewhere below water was running through the valley. I stood there longer than I meant to, not because I had nowhere else to go, but because I suddenly understood that I had been measuring the road by its distance, instead of noticing how you had been leading me. There are days when all we see is the next difficult part, and days when the horizon finally gives a little back. Maybe both belong to the same journey. Maybe the quiet places aren't delays at all, but invitations to remember who has been walking with us. Beginning to think I don't need to know. The field in front of me is enough for this morning. The water is enough. The breeze moving through the trees is enough. And the peace I feel right now doesn't need to explain itself. If another hill is waiting beyond this one, I'll meet it when I get there. For now I'll walk a little slower and let this place remind me that goodness can be growing just beyond what I thought was the end. Maybe that's how your kindness finds us, not always by changing the road, but by showing us something beautiful we couldn't see while we were climbing. And when I look back, I might realize the hill was never the destination. It was simply the place where my eyes needed to rise. There was green beyond the hill, and I almost missed it looking down. I was so busy counting every mile, I forgot to notice how the valley opened out. So So if the road keeps winding, I'll trust the one who knows where it goes. There may be another quiet field waiting just beyond the next rise, and I'll keep walking with you until I see it too.
I spent so much time standing at the edge of the road, waiting for some unmistakable sign that would tell me where to go. I wanted the whole picture before I made a move, some certainty I could hold in my hands before I trusted the ground beneath my feet. Morning doesn't reveal the whole landscape at once. It gives you enough light for the first few steps, then lets the rest of the road appear. When you're finally moving, maybe I've been asking for a map, when what I really needed was the courage to begin. Maybe the light was never missing, I was simply looking too far ahead. There was a way I couldn't see, waiting somewhere past the bend. I couldn't find it from where I stood, but I could find it when I went. And every step I thought was only taking me farther was quietly bringing me closer to the place you had already prepared. I remember all the doors I was afraid to walk through, all the possibilities I measured until they lost their shape. Sometimes fear can make a small road look impossible, and make the familiar feel safer than anything that might be waiting beyond it. But you never asked me to know the ending, you only asked me to trust the one who could see what I couldn't. So I took one step, then another, and somehow the distance began to make sense. There are still mornings when I wish I knew more than I do, when I'd like to see around every corner before I get there. But I've learned something on these roads that certainty never taught me. Sometimes the next step is the answer. Not because I suddenly understand everything, but because walking with you has become more important than knowing exactly where I'm going. And if the light only reaches a little way ahead, then a little way is enough. If tomorrow remains hidden, I'll leave tomorrow where it belongs. The one who has carried me this far will not disappear just because the road bends. There was a way I couldn't see, and somehow you were leading me there. I couldn't see beyond the morning, but you had already gone ahead. So I won't wait for every shadow to disappear before I take another step. There is enough light for today, and there is enough of you for whatever comes next. For whatever comes next. The wind changed somewhere in the middle of the afternoon, and for a moment I wondered if I had taken the wrong road. The trees were leaning in a different direction than before. The clouds had gathered over the hills, and nothing looked quite the way it did when I started. There was still a hand upon the wheel, still a road beneath me, still that quiet sense that I didn't have to understand every change in the weather to keep moving forward. Somewhere the wind is kind, even when it changes where it's going, and somewhere underneath it all, your steady love is holding. I don't have to fight the turning, I don't have to know the way. If you remain beside me, I'll be alright with what the day becomes. I spent enough time trying to make every season stay, as though I could keep the good days from becoming yesterday. But the trees never argue with the wind, they bend, they breathe, they rise again, and somehow they remain rooted through it all. Maybe there is wisdom in that kind of trust, in knowing when to move and when to simply stand. I don't need to be stronger than the weather, I only need to remember where my shelter has always been. So if tomorrow turns a little colder than I hoped, I'll remember that the sky has never been the measure of your faithfulness. There have been roads I thought would break me, that became the places where I learned how deeply I could be carried without even realizing it. And if the wind should change again, I'll let it change. I can keep my eyes ahead and my heart at rest, because the one who watches over me doesn't move with the weather. There is a difference between being certain and knowing where to turn. When certainty disappears, I've learned that lately, when I cannot see what comes next, I can still feel the quiet trusting there is shelter, even when the wind begins to change.
Wasn't expecting much from the morning, just another stretch of road and a few quiet hours before the day caught up with me. But somewhere along the way, a melody found its way into my thoughts, and I realized I was humming something I hadn't heard myself sing in a long time. The trees moved gently in the breeze, the sunlight came through between the branches, and for no particular reason at all, I felt grateful to be right where I was. Maybe joy doesn't always knock at the door, maybe sometimes it simply walks beside you until you finally notice. There's a song between the steps, a little rhythm underneath the road, and I don't need to know where it will take me to enjoy the way it goes. What I thought I'd lost is finding me again, not all at once, but slowly, and somewhere in these ordinary hours, my heart remembers how to sing. To think praise belonged to certain moments, the kind that make you stop and look up because something beautiful has happened. But today there was only coffee, sunlight, passing cars, and a stranger holding the door open with a smile that lasted just long enough to change my morning. Maybe that's how you remind us that goodness doesn't always arrive with an announcement. Sometimes it slips into the smallest parts of the day and waits there quietly until we're ready to receive it. There's still things I haven't figured out, and there are roads ahead that I know will ask more of me than this one has. But I don't feel the same need to solve everything before I smile. I've learned that a grateful heart can make room for questions. It can keep walking without pretending the road is easy and still find something worth singing about before the destination ever comes into view. Maybe joy isn't waiting somewhere ahead, maybe it has been following me through all the places I thought were ordinary. There's a song between the steps, a little rhythm underneath the road, and I don't need to know where it will take me to enjoy the way it goes. What I thought I'd lost is finding me again, not all at once, but slowly, and somewhere in these ordinary hours, my heart remembers how to sing. So let the morning keep unfolding, I don't wanna rush through the moments just because they don't look important from a distance. If this is all I have today, then I receive it with both hands. And thank you for the quiet melody running underneath it all. There's a song between the steps, and now I think I know where it came from. It wasn't waiting at the end of the journey, it was there in every mile I walked. The road is still unfolding, the future is still unknown, but joy has found a place beside me, and I don't have to make it louder to know that it is real.
For most of the morning, I had been watching the road beneath my feet, thinking about where I was going and how much farther I still had to walk. I barely noticed the fields beyond the fence, or the way the sunlight was moving slowly across them, as though the whole valley had nowhere else it needed to be. Then the road climbed higher, and without warning the trees opened up. For the first time that day, I could see farther than the next few steps. There were fields running all the way toward the horizon, green in some places, golden in others, with a narrow stream catching the light between them. It wasn't the kind of view anyone would stop the world to photograph, but standing there I understood something I had been too busy to notice before. The road had never been as narrow as it felt from below. I simply couldn't see how much of it was still opening ahead. When the fields open wide, the heart remembers how to look again. What seemed like the end of the road was only a place where the view began. And I don't need to know what waits beyond the farthest line. If the one who leads me is good, then I can trust the road and let tomorrow take its time. I've spent enough days measuring life by what I could not see, counting closed doors and wondering why certain paths took so long. But maybe some seasons are meant to be walked before they can be understood. The things I once called delays may have been giving me a different view. The places where I thought I was going nowhere were quietly teaching me to trust the one who knows the way through. across the open sky. I stood there long enough to stop asking whether I had arrived where I was supposed to be. Maybe arrival isn't always a place. Maybe sometimes it's the moment when you finally become grateful for the road that brought you here. So if tomorrow gives me another hill, I'll climb it without needing to see the whole view. There may be something beautiful waiting beyond it, something I would never have known to look for if the road had stayed easy and straight. You've been faithful in the narrow places. I trust you with the wide ones too. When the fields open wide, I remember how much there is beyond what I can see. The horizon isn't promising me an easy road. It's reminding me that your goodness has never been limited by my understanding. So I'll keep walking with an open heart, grateful for the ground beneath me, grateful for the distance still ahead, and grateful that wherever this road goes, you are already there.
Yesterday is still somewhere behind me, along with the things I said too quickly and the things I never found the courage to say. There are moments I would change if I could, but the morning doesn't seem interested in asking me to go back. The light has already found its way across the floor. The kettle is humming in the kitchen, and for the first time I can see that a new day doesn't need permission from the old one to begin. I don't have to carry every yesterday just because it happened to me. Some things can stay where they belong while I step into what is waiting here. There's nothing behind the morning that I need to bring into today. The past can have its place, but it doesn't have to choose the way. This hour is still unwritten, this breath is still a gift, and I want to meet the day with open hands instead of yesterday's grip. I used to think moving forward meant forgetting, as though healing required me to erase every road that brought me here. But maybe remembering can be gentler than that. Maybe I can thank the past for what it taught me without asking it to follow me home. There were nights I thought would last forever, and somehow the sun kept finding me anyway. Not because everything became easy, but because your faithfulness kept making room for another morning to arrive. remain behind the window where I can look at it without needing to live there. There's coffee on the table, sunlight on the wall, and a whole ordinary day waiting to become something I haven't seen before. I don't know what will happen before the evening comes, and maybe that's part of the gift. Today doesn't belong to my fears about tomorrow. It has been placed in my hands, one quiet moment at a time. What if I stopped asking the morning to prove that it would be good? What if I simply received it the way you receive a letter, before you know what is written inside? There is enough beauty here to begin again. There's nothing behind the morning that can take this day away. Yesterday has told its stories, today has something new to say. This hour is still unwritten, this breath is still a gift, and I want to meet the day with open hands and a heart willing to live it.
I used to think home was waiting somewhere ahead of me, a place where the questions would finally settle and the years behind me would begin to make sense. So I kept moving, sometimes because I knew where I was going, and sometimes simply because standing still felt harder than continuing. There were unfamiliar streets, long evenings, and a few seasons when I wondered whether I had wandered farther than I was meant to go. But looking back, I can see how many of those places became part of me, and how quietly a presence followed me through all of them. Maybe home was never only a place I was trying to reach. Maybe it was the nearness I carried with me, even when I didn't know I was carrying it. Now when I think about the distance, I don't wish I could shorten it anymore. The wrong turns taught me patience, the waiting taught me trust, and the places I once wanted to leave behind became part of the story I am grateful to remember. I still don't know how many miles are ahead, but that no longer feels like something I need to solve tonight. Wherever tomorrow finds me, there will be familiar grace waiting there, because you have been with me in every place I've called temporary, and somehow that makes every road feel a little more like home.
used to think I needed to see farther than I could, as though knowing every turn ahead would make the road easier to walk. I wanted tomorrow's answers before I finished today's questions, and spent so many nights looking toward a distant horizon that I forgot to notice what was already in front of me. Then one morning I stood there in the half-light, not knowing exactly where the road would take me, and realized that darkness wasn't asking me to stop. It was only asking me to move slowly enough to see what was already being revealed. Maybe I have been waiting for a flood of light, when all I really needed was enough to begin. Light finds the path, one quiet piece at a time. It doesn't have to show me everything, only where to place the next step. And if tomorrow stays beyond the horizon, I can leave it there for now. There is enough light for this morning, and enough grace to keep me moving. There are things I still don't understand, doors I cannot tell whether I should open, and places ahead that remain hidden behind the bend. But I've learned that uncertainty doesn't mean I'm lost. Sometimes the road becomes clearer after you've walked it for a while. Sometimes the answer is not waiting somewhere ahead. Sometimes it grows quietly beneath your feet, as you learn to trust the one who leads you. Let that be enough. There is something peaceful about not having to solve a life that was never mine to control. I can walk without knowing every answer, because the one who guides me has never needed me to see as far as he does. If the road disappears again, I'll wait for the next little opening. If the night comes early, I'll remember that darkness has never changed the direction of the light. And if all I can see is one more step, then one more step will be time. I don't need to see the whole road to know that I can keep going. Tomorrow can remain tomorrow. The horizon can keep its secrets. For now there is light beneath my feet, your presence beside me, and enough grace for the next step.
seasons when nothing seems to move, when you do the same small things and wonder whether any of them are leading somewhere. You keep showing up, keep planning what you can, keep trusting that the days ahead are not simply more of the same. I've had mornings like that, where hope felt less like a feeling and more like a decision. Not a loud one, just a quiet choice to believe that the story hasn't reached its best part yet. What waits beyond the part I cannot see? Maybe something is already growing there, taking its time, becoming more than I could have imagined. I used to think hope would arrive with some unmistakable sign, something bright enough to remove every doubt at once. But the older I get, the more I notice how often the best things begin quietly. A conversation that changes something, a door that opens after you stop knocking, a little courage returning to a heart that thought it had forgotten how to hope. Maybe that's how you work sometimes, not by giving me the whole picture, but by teaching me to trust what I cannot see yet. I won't measure the future by what this moment looks like. A quiet field can still be waiting for rain. A closed road can still lead somewhere once the right season arrives. There is a difference between waiting and giving up. Waiting says, I don't see it yet, but I believe there is more. And I think that's where I am today. If I have to be patient, let me be patient, without becoming afraid. If the answer takes longer, let me remember that longer doesn't need forgotten. And if I cannot see what you are preparing, I'll trust that unseen things can still be held by faithful hands. What waits beyond the part I cannot see? I don't know yet, and somehow I don't need to. There is hope growing quietly on the other side of this moment, and I'll keep my heart open long enough to meet it. Whatever tomorrow carries, whatever the next season brings, I'll wait with courage, because you have never asked me to see the ending before I trust the one who holds it. Some mornings don't arrive with anything to celebrate. The same chair, the same cup, the same list of things waiting to be done. Nothing seems different from yesterday, and for a moment I wonder whether I'm actually getting anywhere. But then the kettle starts singing, the morning finds its way through the window, and I remember that life isn't only measured by the moments when something changes. Some things matter because we keep showing up for them. I've learned there is a kind of courage that doesn't look courageous at all. It looks like answering the message, washing the cup, finishing what needs finishing, and choosing not to give up on a day just because it didn't begin the way you hoped. Maybe faith has a quieter side than I once imagined. Not always a mountain moved or a door suddenly opened, but the simple decision to remain where you have placed me until you show me what comes next. This is the place we keep going, even when we don't know where it leads. One ordinary day after another, one small act of trust beneath our feet. I don't need to see the destination to know that I can stay the course. If you are here in the waiting, then even the waiting has a purpose of its own. There were times I thought I needed to make something happen, as though standing still for a season meant I was falling behind. But some things grow underground long before there is anything beautiful enough to see. A seed doesn't become impatient with the soil. A tree doesn't apologize for taking years to become itself. So maybe I can stop measuring the season by how quickly it changes, and start paying attention to what it is quietly teaching me. Be still, not because there is nothing left to do, but because not everything depends on me doing it now. There are things I can carry and things I can release. There are doors I can knock on and doors I can leave in your hands. I am learning the difference. This is the place we keep going, not because the way ahead is clear, but because your faithfulness has been enough for every day that brought me here. I don't need to see the destination, I don't need to force the door. I'll take care of what is mine today and trust you with the rest. And if tomorrow asks me to begin again, I'll begin again. getting quieter now, and the road outside has started taking on that familiar evening color. I've walked farther than I expected, and somewhere along the way I stopped wondering whether I was going in the right direction. There are still things I haven't figured out, and tomorrow will probably bring a few more questions with it. But tonight I don't feel the need to solve them. For once it is enough to know that I won't be meeting them alone. I'll take the long way home if I need to. There is no reason to hurry just because the light is fading. The fields are quiet, the windows are beginning to glow, and the same road that felt uncertain this morning feels a little more familiar now. Maybe that's what time with you does. It doesn't always change the road. Sometimes it simply changes the way I carry myself along it.
Until the road is quiet again,
I'll keep a little of this peace with me.
when the world gets loud, when the days get full,
I'll remember how it felt to simply breathe and trust
that you were near.
I don't know where tomorrow
Will take me, but I know who will be there when I arrive.
There will be mornings when I forget this feeling, when the old hurry finds me before I've even finished my coffee.
There will be days when the distance looks longer, and I wonder again whether I have the strength to keep going.
When those days come,
Let me remember this one.
let me remember that I have already been carried through things I once thought I couldn't survive, and that your faithfulness has a longer memory than my fear. So I'll leave the things I cannot carry where they have always belonged.
I'll take the next step when it comes, and let the rest unfold in its own time.
If the road becomes difficult,
Stay close,
if the road becomes beautiful,
let me notice.
and wherever it leads,
Let me never mistake the destination for the reason I was walking.
until the road is quiet again, I'll carry this peace into whatever comes next. When the world
Gets loud, when the days get full,
I'll remember that I have never had to walk alone.
I don't know where tomorrow will take me.
Oh, but I know,
Who will be there when I arrive?
and if another morning brings another road,
I'll meet it with an open heart.
because your presence has been faithful from the first step to this one.
I'll keep going.
You won't walk alone.
Until the road is quiet again. till the road is quiet again.